If I buy out my spouse from my business, do I also have to pay support? Hi, I'm Bill Farias, founder of Farias Family Law. And this is a question that came up about 3 months ago. I met with a gentleman who is moving toward divorce. He has a business. The business is doing really well, and he wants to keep it after divorce. He realizes that as part of the divorce, we have to figure out the value of the business and that the wife will be entitled to some portion of that. What he's concerned about is that in addition to that, he may have to pay alimony. And so the question is, can the court force you to do both? If you want to keep the business, execute a buyout and pay out your spouse, and in addition to that, pay support? And the answer is yes, the court can order that. The way that this works is that these are two separate issues and they have to be analyzed separately. The issues are interrelated, but you have to compartmentalize them and look at them separately first. So first you have the issue of property division. All property that the parties own, whether individually or jointly, can be considered for property division in divorce. A business is an asset for purposes of divorce, and if it has significant value, then that may be divided. The only way to figure out that value is to do an appraisal on the business. So once you figure out the value of the business, you can figure out how to fairly divide it. You look at the value of the business, and you can look at other assets that the parties have and potentially negotiate some kind of offset. But the bottom line is, whatever the value of the business is basically in the marital pot for division. So when the business is appraised, part of that process usually involves figuring out a fair amount of compensation for the person running the business. So this does two things. It affects the value of the business, that's factored into the appraisal, and it also gives you a number to work with for purposes of support. And so once you have that number, what a fair income amount is for someone running and operating that business, then you can figure out what a fair arrangement is for support. So if there are children involved, you run a child support calculation. And if there is an alimony issue, you're looking at that number of fair amount of income and comparing it to the spouse's income and utilizing or analyzing alimony, looking at the different factors: length of the marriage, income, contributions to the marriage, health, age, and a number of different factors to figure out a fair alimony amount. So can the court order both division of a business, and if a person wants to keep it, buy out the other person, and on top of that have to pay alimony? The answer is that yes, that's possible. As part of the appraisal process, the expert figures out a fair compensation amount for the owner of the business, and then usually that number combined with what the owner is actually earning, depending on what the difference is between those two numbers, the court also figures out a fair compensation amount and uses that number to determine whether support should be paid, and if so, how much. If you have any other questions on this, you can call us at 508-675-0464. You can email us at info@fariasfamilylaw.com. If you found this video helpful, you can subscribe to our channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. And you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Farias Family Law. Thank you. Have a good day.